Okay, time to get going on making some meatballs for the spaghetti sauce. Now, the thing you want to do here is to spread out the amount of meat and add some protein and flavor to your meatballs. Make them a little lighter, make them a little fluffier, and more enjoyable in your spaghetti sauce. So you start first with a little bit of chopped meat, and this is some of the cheaper stuff, 80% 20, I guess, but it doesn't really matter what percentages because most of the fat ends up rendering out anyhow. Alright, so the first thing is the meat. Then you add a couple of eggs. There's one. And a second one. Boom. And then you start mushing. Get those egg dealies. The yolks to break so they get mushed in with the meat. And we're started on this right now. Okay. Getting pretty well squished in there. Now squish it between your fingers, it feels really nice. Get it nice and smushy. And then the next step is to add the breadcrumbs. And the breadcrumbs will absorb a lot of the goo and also add a lot of flavor to your meatballs and make them a little bit lighter and easier to chew through. They're not so meaty that way, but there's still plenty of protein in there. And let's go ahead and dump that in. Let's see if we can do this without getting the goo onto the bottle. I'll try to do it with my wrists. And oh, that's pretty good, huh? Alright. And I did that without spilling the stuff. Pretty good. Alright, now that's going to absorb all that egg goo and get into the meat. You might need a little bit more than that. That's probably a little less than a quarter cup. Yeah, it's going to need a little bit more. Hope I can do it again without spilling the rest of the breadcrumbs. Okay. Add a little bit more. Maybe another eighth of a cup. A little more than I wanted. Okay, now that's good. Alright, now, yeah, that's just about the right consistency. Wipe it all up there. And now we have just about have our meatball mixture. We'll wash the hands here in a second. And when you form up the meatballs after this, you can decide on your size. Larger meatballs are harder to cook. I like to make them maybe an inch in diameter, or more. And they hold together well once you start to cook them up. Okay, so there's our mixture. And in the next episode, well, let me do this right now. I'll just make one meatball. Just grab a hunk and roll it up. Squish it nice and round. Now you can use a ball maker or one of those things, but I think that if you just do it by hand, that is usually good enough. So there's one meatball, and my estimation, probably this pile of meat will get maybe 5 or 6 meatballs out of this one. Okay, and in the next episode, we will cook the meatballs along with some sausage and some onions and get them ready to go in the sauce. And that's all the Doom Food this time. Until next time. here on the Doomstead Diner.